This club, hidden in the new N7's coat, is hiding quite a few of our old Milky Way friends. And I mean really old friends. OG Normandy squad old friends. I'll be breaking down who those friends are, some characteristics of the hot AF N7 character, and where the heck this club could be located. And to do that, we're gonna go clubbing. In Mass Effect, of course. Before we start our club crawl, let's dive into the N7's characteristics. This sleek helmet definitely gives Infiltrator class vibes, and appears to have some ventilation ports on either side of it. The overall look of it is very Power Rangers meets Mass Effect. This N7 would totally be the 6th Ranger that is so much cooler than everybody else. Who knows, maybe this person is the slick squad mate that we're gonna be instantly adding to our squad every mission. And speaking of 6, this N7 has 6 straps on both of their shoulders, seen more clearly on their left shoulder. As Ronald on Twitter pointed out, Shepard used to have 3 equal stripes representing their military rank of commander. Admiral Hackett only had 4, and he was the highest ranking officer we knew of, so I have no idea what 6 stripes could mean. This N7 is higher up in the military than Hackett? Crazy if true. Let's move on to the gun. Something I noticed about this gun is the red glowing arc on it. To me, this seems like a power level of some sort, so it might use an overheating system similar to the guns in Mass Effect 1 and certain guns in Andromeda, rather than the heat sinks and ammo we're accustomed to. The gun design itself is like the M11 suppressor we received in the Citadel DLC. As per the Codex, the M11 suppressor is a product of the Alliance's offensive handgun project that developed an infiltration weapon used in close quarter situations where silence is key. So once again, this gun reinforces the infiltrator vibe of this person. The last thing I want to point out with the N7 is the shape of their coat. It very closely resembles the Paragon symbol from the trilogy. Could this be another sign that the Paragon and Renegade system is coming back? I sure hope so, otherwise I might need to rebrand the channel. Full credit to Kala Elizabeth on Twitter and YouTube for pointing this one out. If for some reason you aren't already subscribed to her, her channel link is in the description below. As to who this coat belongs to, I'll be covering that in my next few videos. It's finally time to begin our club crawl and to meet some old friends. Let's zoom in and try to figure out which club to hit up first. Starting on the left of the coat art, we can see 2 figures. Wait a second, there's no way, it can't be. Is that Joker's iconic cap? And wait, if that's Joker, then is this Edie? Time to head to Purgatory. And here's Joker and Edie. But wait, oh no. I don't think the art is showing Edie, y'all. Looking at the head profile of this person, their head seems to end in a point, but Edie's hair doesn't do that. This is more likely the end of an Asari's head crest. This might be Joker, but I personally can't unsee this as a version of C-3PO with eyes that stick out. Looks like our first club crawl stop didn't pick out any friends, but don't worry, there's definitely a few friends around here that we do know. Moving on to this human and Asari who appear to be examining the drink the human's holding. Do we know them? Probably not. But in trying to identify the drink, I found this tidbit on the Cerberus Daily News site. An Intoxibev is a Quarian sterilized beverage that is available in a variety of colors, including electric blue. So if this is a Quarian drink, does this mean that the Quarian arc is safe? Also probably not. But it's always cool to see new types of alcohol on a club crawl. Kinda like this one. Now I don't know if that shot we just took went directly to our head, but I think we have a new alien alert over here, specifically a member of the Ralloi. According to the Mass Effect wiki, the Ralloi are an avian species that have to wear environmental suits while in contact with other alien species to avoid flu viruses. Looking at this person, they seem to have a beak-like structure and appear to be wearing some type of suit. I can't say for certain which species this person belongs to, but I'm gonna guess that this is the very first look at the Ralloi that we've gotten from the Mass Effect team. And speaking of rare aliens, we're just gonna ignore these 2 random humans that definitely aren't old friends. I think we have a Listhini sighting. Once again, a species that we didn't meet in the games, but were present in the Mass Effect comics. The Listhini are basically really buff Salarians as a result of separation from other Salarians and genetic modification. The top of this person's head does appear to end in a singular point though, so who knows, it could be a new alien alert that we don't know about. Next to the human the potential Listhini is talking to is an absolute unit Volus if I've ever seen one. This Volus's head is coming up to the nearby human shoulder. The Voluses we've encountered have always been under half the height of humans. So unless this is actually a biotic god of some sort, or if they're simply standing on a box to reach the bar, Voluses might have gotten a height increase in the next Mass Effect. Behind the biotic god Volus are two Krogan that to me seem like very old friends indeed. In absolute classic fashion, the Mass Effect team has drenched both of these Krogan in red lighting, so we can't really tell the color scheme of either. However, I do think that this is a male Krogan, and the other a female Krogan. And I can't get the thought out of my head that they might be Rex and Bakara, also known as Eve. Not all Krogan have the distinctive head spikiness of Rex, but this Krogan very much has a spiky head. Let's see if we can bump into Rex in our club crawl in Cora's den. Oh look, there he is. Look at that spiky head, I'd know it anywhere. So we finally found our first friends, Rex and Bakara. Who else do we have here? Out of my way, human, I have no quarrel with you. But wait, who's this behind the human? Is that a Quarian? Holy crap, maybe the Quarian arc is okay. It definitely looks like a person wearing a mask or helmet of some sort. You know, it kind of looks like the Pathfinder helmet, but nah, that can't be possible. Or is it? Now, I ordinarily wouldn't say that this could be Ryder, but there is an Angara standing right beside them, and Andromeda is going to be involved somehow. Wait, I'm sorry, can we just back up a second? There's an Angara standing over here? How? And why does it look like the Angara is talking to a very old friend of ours, alongside a Geth that's wearing clothes? Yeah, you heard that right. There's a Geth wearing clothes. Keela Salai, what is happening? We need a dance break. Alright, this table has a lot going on, so we're gonna come back to these guys in a bit. A few other non-humans that we see roaming around the club are this Solarian, another Krogan, potentially a Quarian, a bunch of Hanar, and a really weird looking silhouette here that seems like a new alien. Or it's a very strangely shaped Solarian. Either way, nothing here seems to resemble old friends. Let's see. Heading over here, we have two absolutely slick AF looking humans, and alright, I'll stop beating around the bush. We have a Garrus sighting, y'all. I repeat, a Garrus sighting. I don't care that his legs are like the Andromeda Turians. I know that targeting visor anywhere. And if he is hanging out with an older looking human, then I'm betting he knows her pretty well. We know from the Citadel DLC that Garrus's people skills suck, especially in settings like a club. So I'm betting that he's either hanging out with an important human ambassador, or my personal copium take, that this is Dr. Chakwas. Garrus and Dr. Chakwas, y'all. If that isn't worth looking absolutely unhinged at the club, I don't know what is. Well, there might be one or two more people here that might make things more unhinged. But before we get into that, just a quick reminder that next week's video is going to cover whether I think the new N7 character is Shepard, the new player, and or someone we know. So if you'd like to see that, hit subscribe. Alright, what the heck is going on at this table? I personally didn't think that this Asari here was Liara, but good old Director Gamble once again added some chaos with one of his liked tweets. Specifically, he liked this tweet by Howl, where they speculated that this is Liara and her Geth bodyguard. Now I'm not entirely sure about this, but from my random scans of Gamble's liked tweets on Mass Effect 5 speculation, he seems to like tweets that are possibly on the right track. And since we literally know nothing about this art, and I'm devoted to bringing you guys all the takes no matter how far of a reach it is, I'm going to assume that Howl was onto something. So I'm running with this Asari being Liara. However, I don't think she'd have a Geth bodyguard. I do, however, think that this Geth is with Liara, and is most likely the Geth she was speaking to in the N7 Day 2022 relay audio. I have a ton more thoughts on what Liara could have been talking to the Geth about in the N7 Day 2022 relay audio. But I'll voice those thoughts in a future video. For now, here's what I think is happening at the table. Liara's pose here matches one she makes in Mass Effect 3, while Shepard is speaking with Matriarch Athena. In the art, she seems to be wearing a vest, which I'd be 100% here for. Liara in her no-nonsense vest era. You love to see it. Regardless, if this is Liara wearing somewhat formal wear at a club, I assume she's here on business. And lo and behold, there's an Angara across from her that's clearly trying to convey something important. To me, it looks like the Angara is pointing at the Geth, but the Angara and Geth haven't met to our knowledge anyway, so I'm not sure what this could mean. The fact that there's even an Angara present here is wild. However, I've said in past videos that I do think Angara like Jal will be involved in the next game, and that it'll probably take place in the Milky Way. Since there's only one Angara in this club that I've been able to see, I'll keep those assumptions intact for now. The person next to the Angara looks suspiciously like a Pathfinder. Their helmet, at least, resembles the Pathfinder one very closely. So continuing with the unhinged takes, because why the heck not, I think that this is one of the Ryder twins, who also managed to somehow get back to the Milky Way. I'd say this is Jal just to add more chaos, but if I take any more copium, I might collapse. Either way, we found some more old friends, and hopefully, we'll be making friends with this Geth Knight in the next game. Unless, of course, everyone in this club is actually dead, and our club crawl accidentally went from Afterlife's Omega to the literal afterlife. On that note, I think we visited one too many clubs in one night. So an Angara, Pathfinder, Geth Knight, and the Shadow Broker all walk into a club, and no one knows what happened because the only rumors about that night are etched into an N7's coat. Don't you just hate it when that happens? So what does this coat analysis actually tell us, besides for the fact that I need to go touch grass? I think we can probably infer where this club is. The composition of the crowd, which features a lot of humans and very well-dressed clientele, rules out this club being Afterlife on Omega. There aren't any gambling machines visible, so I'll also rule out Flux and the Silver Coast Casino. Because there's a lot of humans here, I'd guess that this club is on the Citadel, which last we know was located above Earth. Following the Reaper attack on Earth, maybe more humans decided or were forced to relocate to the Citadel. Also, the Citadel clubs are open enough to feature a large variety of other species. If I had to guess, I think this might be a rebuilt Korra's Den, only because I think Liara would avoid Purgatory for business, since Arya has eyes on that particular club. Because there are 3 levels to this club though, which we haven't seen in the games besides for maybe Afterlife, it's most likely a club we don't know about. Or, like I mentioned earlier, a rebuilt version of a Citadel club following the Reaper War. Some of you have asked if this art is showing an alternate universe, but no, I don't think that's what they're showing us. Again, I think that the alternate universe aspect of the multiverse theory is limited to just grabbing Shepard and maybe a couple of others who've died. If the next game even features a multiverse, it'll probably be used as a device to bring back people we've lost that the Mass Effect team wants to write stories for again. But the main plot of the game will still be set in our universe with our choices. With regards to the Angara, the timeline implications, and the fact that a Geth in clothes is with Liara, I'll leave those thoughts for a separate video. If you're craving even more N7 Day content, I go over every hint that I've seen so far in the N7 teaser in this video right over here. See you there.